Let the good times roll. Happy Mardi Gras. This is Mr. Bigg and the Colonel. The Colonel's in Germany today, and Mr. Bigg's here in Cicero, Indiana. And it's been a week or so before we've had a podcast, but this is our, I believe it's 15th podcast coming to you today, which is kind of crazy that you can think about that. Since we started, it seems like it hadn't been that many. But anyway, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah, 15th podcast, and we've even missed a couple of weeks. So
We have. That's true. That's true.
yeah.
So how's
Yeah.
things in Europe?
The temps aren't too bad. I'm looking outside right now, but it's been overcast about every day. We've had, showers on and off every day we've been over here. We've been over here a couple of weeks now, and it's that time of year, it's winter time. Everything's green, but a lot of moisture. So it's very sporadic that you see sunshine.
Really, it was 71 here yesterday and 65 today with tornado warnings today. So it's kind of crazy. In February,
Springtime.
tornado warnings, but early spring, I guess they say, and it's supposed to get cold this weekend. So who knows?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're as we talk about these pigs go to market, where you and Jill been this last couple of weeks?
Well, we flew in to Amsterdam a couple of weeks ago, spent like 3 days up there, and then we rented a car and drove to Bruges, Belgium. And if you've never been there, anybody that's never been there, you need to go to Bruges, Belgium. It is absolutely the most beautiful square I've ever seen. And also interesting, they've got a church there, and I don't know, I don't have all the history in front of me, but they've got kind of a scroll with a piece of cloth inside of it, and it's allegedly a couple of drops of blood from Jesus Christ are on that scroll. So we got to see that when we were in Belgium.
Huh.
And then we drove to Bayeux, France, and spent a number of days there and toured all the stuff around Normandy. And I got to walk on Omaha Beach, and, we saw the guns that the Germans had for the Atlantic Wall, and just a really, really historical, very cool place to go. And then we drove down, we saw Mount Saint Michel, which is okay, kind of touristy, but neat to see. And then we drove down to Amboise, France, which is another beautiful place in the Loire Valley and wine region. Went to a couple of chateaus and spent the night in Bad Wildbad, which is about an hour from here. Went to another spa over there, which I can talk about if we want to. And then made our way here to Waldenburg. So we're in Germany.
Now, how
visiting.
far from Belgium to France?
Where we stayed in Bruges, it was about a 5.5 hour drive to Bayeux.
Okay.
But I mean, it depends where you're staying, how close it is. So
did you go to the red light district in Amsterdam? Did you walk through there or no?
We did, and it caught me off guard because our plan was we were walking down there in the afternoon. It was probably like 2:00 in the afternoon, and I wasn't expecting anything. And I turned this corner, and holy Christ, they were all in the windows. So,
Really?
Yeah, there were a number of windows that the shades were pulled, and we didn't go back down in the evening. We talked about going back down, but we saw quite a few in the windows in the afternoon, and went into a sex toy shop and just looked around. And it's kind of a neat area. There was a bar right across the street. We were sitting outside having a beer and looking at the building across the way from us, and it had 9 windows, and they were all preparing for their women for the evening. All
No
3
kidding.
stories. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Was there any traffic down there at all that time of day or no?
Yeah, there were a few people walking around, and we saw one guy going in. He must have been going to try to barter. So yeah, interesting area. It's all legal. Oldest profession in the world.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. But two quick stories, Tom. So we rented a car, and I paid for it before we got over here, and it was like $1,300. Well, when I went to pick it up, I didn't know this, but in France and Germany, you have to have snow tires on. And for the snow tires and for the vignette, so you could cross borders, you have to have it in your windshield. and I upgraded from a manual car to an automatic. It doubled the price of my car, and I'm like,
Oh my
"Holy sh."
God.
The snow tires are like 40 some bucks a day. It's just crazy.
And did you
But,
need them at all?
well, it snowed a few times, really didn't need them, but by law, you have to have them on your vehicle.
No
So,
kidding.
yeah.
Just snow tires, no chains, just has to be snow tires?
Yeah, and it's like, why not? Why don't they use just all season tires over here? I mean,
Yeah, it don't
it's
make
kinda
sense.
crazy.
Well, because they
But
can charge you $40 a day.
yeah, yeah,
So you're
yeah.
paying $40 a day for the month you're there.
For the tires. So my bill went from 13 to like 2,700 dollars for a rental car for the month. But
When you think about that for what, 30 days? I mean, it's $100 a day. I guess maybe
yeah,
it's
it's
not
not too
that
bad.
bad. Not that
Yeah.
bad. It's
Gets great gas mileage. It's an ugly, VW station wagon Passat or something, but
yeah, yeah.
it runs great, so
I suppose you're able to get around a little easier than if you rode the train, but if you rode the train, it'd been a lot less expensive, right?
yeah, less expensive, but more constrained. We wouldn't have been able
Y-
to see as much as we've
Yeah,
seen,
yeah.
so but one quick thing on the spa we stopped at in Bad Wild Bad. It's in the Black Forest, and the town is literally built in this valley. And so the spa, it was I didn't like it as much because it was so disjointed and all these small rooms and stuff. But the one neat area was on the fourth floor. They had a panoramic deck with a heated pool, and then this huge white, kind of like this tent awning covering one side, so the people in the next hotel or whatever couldn't see anything. But you could see the whole city. You could see the Black Forest. And the day we were there, we spent about 5 hours there, 5 6 hours there. But again, I'm not pushing the sexuality of this place because it's not that at all. But Jill and I are in this pool with probably 30 other people there's probably 30 or 40 people walking up. They had two different Finnish saunas that with all glass facing the city and not a stitch of clothing. Nobody. And nobody cares. It's just the natural the way they do business over here, the way they do things. There was one woman that came into the pool with a swimsuit on, and technically she could have been kicked out because they've got signs all over that you cannot wear clothing in those areas. But she had it on. Nobody said anything. But
That's wild.
otherwise, there's
That's crazy.
yeah, probably 50 to 70 people walking around. Nobody wearing a
Huh.
stitch of clothing.
So
So
if you were there 5 hours, what'd you do in 5 hours?
a lot of reading. We went into a couple of saunas and we went to a couple of steam rooms.
Oh, okay.
And then we sat in this relaxation area for probably an hour and a half reading, and then went into the thermals a few times. So yeah, you could spend a whole day there if you wanted to.
So the thermals are pools?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yep.
So are they springs or just heated pools, basically?
Heated, and then I'm not sure if what they have in them for your skin, but all of
Yeah.
them are health conscious, obviously. But people listening may say, how can you do that? But truly, truly, after about 10 minutes, it doesn't even matter that no one's wearing a thing.
And some people there probably go daily to there, don't they?
Oh yeah, yeah, because you get a little watch looking thing that has a chip in that, and I think the locals can put money on that, $500, $1,000, whatever, and then they can just go in and out whenever they want to, and until the money runs out, and then they
And
just
probably from
replenish.
a health standpoint, it's probably very beneficial to
Yep,
you. I mean, huh,
very.
interesting. Interesting.
Yep. So the one we went to last time we were here downtown Stuttgart, we're going to next Wednesday. Jill is on the fence whether she's going to go or not, but I'm going to go down, and I think she'll go. So, yep. So that's our trip in a nutshell. So we're going to go to Foy this weekend, and
What's it for?
Foy is a big it's Bastogne area for the
Oh,
Battle of
okay.
the Bulge from World War II. So we're going to go up there and see some
Okay.
sights. Everybody's going.
Hey, didn't you in a previous trip go to the Dolomites?
We did. back in
Yeah,
September.
because they're showing those in the Winter Olympics, and it's amazing how beautiful they are. It's crazy.
Yeah. We actually hiked up to a church. We were staying in a town called Ortisei, northern Italy in the Dolomites, and I think this church was like 4 or 5 kilometers away, and it took us like 3 hours to get up there. It was straight up, but the
Huh.
views were magnificent, but
They said, did you get to see them at sunset? They said at sunset they turn pink or something, or
pink and orange. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Well, are
So,
you being able to hear or listen to any college basketball while you've been over there, or you just kind of tune
yeah,
that out? And
a little bit. Jake, now that we're at his place, he has an app, or I don't know what it's called, but he gets all the stuff from the US. So
oh,
we
really?
don't, yeah. And even the other night, I got up at 1 in the morning. I know we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but I got up at 1 in the morning and watched our high school basketball team play.
No
So,
kidding.
yep. Yeah.
Well, if you looked at
So,
college, the polls, of course, they come out on a Monday, and we can talk about them. But since then, there's been some games that certainly will change the polls. But on Monday, Michigan became the #1 team in the country, and after seeing them play Purdue on Tuesday night, I can certainly understand why they're #1. They are. I don't see anybody beating them. I mean, I really don't. I mean, anything
yeah.
can happen when you get in the tournament, but they are loaded, and they just put it to Purdue like Purdue was nothing. I mean, it was crazy, but
It's amazing their only loss is to Wisconsin at
I know
Michigan.
at Michigan, it's true, it's true. But Houston, who was #2, got beat also, so that's going to change. Now Michigan and Duke, who's 3, plays Saturday in Washington D.C., so that'll be interesting. Arizona got beat;
Yep.
they were 4. UConn is still was 5, will probably move up. Iowa State, who beat Houston, will probably definitely move up. I don't know about Purdue, who was 7th. They might drop because Kansas did win last night. Nebraska got beat again, so they'll probably fall out. And Illinois won again, so they'll probably move up a little bit. But I'll tell you
Yep.
what, that Big Ten tournament in Chicago is going to, in about 3 or 4 weeks, is going to be crazy. It's just, uh, I don't see anybody beating Michigan. But like you said, Wisconsin beat them on their home court, so they must have their
Yeah.
number. But then Wisconsin goes and gets beat the other
By
night
Ohio
by
State.
yeah, by Ohio State, which is it's just crazy what's going on. It's that time of the year when we get closer to the tournament that it gets pretty exciting, and everybody's predicting what number they're going to be in the field and all that stuff. And uh, Wisconsin is definitely in without question. I don't see them. They've got 20 wins, so I don't see them probably not being in. But they all got difficult schedules left, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Great time of the year. Love this time of year.
It is. Of course, the women's tournament will start first, and UConn, again, I think is probably untouchable. But I watched South Carolina and LSU play the other night, and that's always a battle when they play. And it's amazing that South Carolina has beaten LSU 18 times in a row. That was kind of crazy to hear from the women's standpoint. But it looks like UConn's going to be the team to beat in that time of year. But I pulled we'll digress to football a little bit. I just pulled up the NIL numbers for 2026 and who has spent the most money, and it's kind of crazy how much money these guys are spending. Like Texas is #1 with 23 million on their roster for this coming year, and it's
Unreal.
ridiculous. It's crazy. Ohio State 20 million. It's just um, you look at, I mean, Indiana's not even listed here who won the national championship. Wisconsin's not even on the list, of course. The other Big Ten team is Michigan at 13.5 million, but the amount of money these guys are spending is just crazy. And
Do you
I don't
think
know
they'll
if you
ever go to salary
go,
cap? Do you think
oh,
they'll ever cap it?
I think they have to. I don't know
Yeah.
what else they're going to. If they don't, it's going to continue to be this way. It's just ridiculous. And then of course, this past week, another lawsuit where that Trinidad Chambliss was granted another year to play, so he's coming back to Ole Miss next year. So it's which I think he deserved that because he was redshirted at Ferris State his 1 year and did not play. Um, but then you got these. They were talking about a guy the other day that was in his 7th year playing football
I think I saw that.
in college, which is crazy. And
He's like Jimmy
basketball.
Zamola.
Yeah, it's it's like basketball is a little different than that, but, you still got you listen to basketball and you got these 25, 26, 27-year-old guys playing basketball. It's just kinda crazy what's happening in college. It's become a professional industry without question. The team that spends the most is gonna win, and, you certainly can buy yourself a championship, it looks like, so.
Yeah. It's funny I mentioned Jimmy Zamolik. When I went to college, he was like 6th, 7th year at lacrosse, and maybe he was just paving the way for the NIL players. So, they're
I
all in their set.
We don't ever watch sitcoms, but there's this sitcom starring Reba McEntire called Happy's Place, and she owns a
Yep.
bar called Happy's Place, and when we watch that, and last night they were talking, the one lady it's on, her last name's Perlman, big blonde, she's a really good actress, but, they were talking about high school, and she was talking about dating in high school, and they were talking about age differences, and so then Reba says, "Yeah, but you were 26 when you were in high school," so it's kinda
Do you know who the blonde lady's married to?
I don't know who she's married to.
John Brady from Elroy, Wisconsin.
I think I'd heard that before, but I'd forgotten about that. I knew she was just
Yeah.
connected to Wisconsin somehow, but,
Yeah. He's been on the show.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you
Yep.
know him? Did you know him?
Yeah, we know him. Yeah, we know him well. He was in my sister's class. Yep.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep. Yep.
Well, let's talk local sports a little bit. I wanna talk about Espen. I don't really know what's going on there, and I'd like to talk about our local basketball team if you wanna, maybe talk a little bit about Espen.
Sure. I'll talk about Espen first. He's my great nephew. And this young man, I don't want to get into his background, but he had some challenges growing up. And this young man has done so exceptionally well. He's got his poster hanging in Mauston High School because I think he scored a 35 or 6 on his ACT. I think he was perfect on it. And then he just earned a scholarship, full ride to Notre Dame. And his stepfather is a huge wrestler, and Espen's been wrestling for a number of years now, and he just qualified for state his senior year, first time ever for him going to state. It was him and one other wrestler from Boston, but this young man he's got the sky is the limit for him, and it's just so rewarding as not only a relative, but just knowing Espen for all these years and just the success he's having and to see there's a super picture. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick here, Tom, of him um when he won his state to go to state. Hopefully I can find it. Right here. So this is a picture of him when he qualified for state.
I
So
mean, that's a great accomplishment to go to state in wrestling. I mean, there's a
yeah.
lot of wrestlers that you have to go through to get to that point, and that's just a great whether you win or not, it's just a great accomplishment to go, and
So he wrestles on the 26th, and I talked to his mother, my niece, and hopefully she's going to send us a link so we can watch him wrestle. We want to get up during the night and watch him wrestle down at Madison. So,
isn't it
and then the
amazing? And again, I mean, I don't know his background. I know a little bit of it, and I certainly we don't want to talk about it here, but isn't it amazing that some kids that go through rough times in their childhood completely turn and go the other way?
yeah,
And then it's great to hear about young men that do this and has got the world by the balls, really. I mean, his future is whatever he wants it to be. I mean, it's
yeah.
great. It's
He went out to West Point this past summer, last summer, and earned a huge award out there. He did so well. It was something in nuclear something, engineering or whatever.
uh
He's just a brilliant kid. So
yeah, those are
it'll be
great
fun to
stories to
see where he
hear.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Real quick too, our basketball team, I got up 2 nights ago to watch them play, and oof. They played North Crawford. North Crawford's been ranked 1 and 2 during the year. I'm not sure what they're ranked now, but Royal's been on a roll, and North Crawford just handled them. I mean,
really.
we were down by 30 at one point, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna watch it till the end," and I think they lost by 20 or 22, something like that. So, not a good night, but
I see it was senior night. Was that the senior night, that game there, or was that a
no,
different it was different?
tonight
Oh,
at Royal.
tonight's senior night.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I see there's 6 seniors, which that means, next year they'll have a rebuilding year, it looks like, but,
Yeah. They've got, Braxton Board will still be there, and then they've got a freshman that's playing a lot of varsity this year. He'll be back, and then, I think a sophomore and a junior. So they still have some players coming back, but yeah, to be rebuilding again.
Well, our local basketball team here, it's kind of the boys started out 0-7, and I thought, oh my God, are they ever going to win a game? But they lost. They lost the game in overtime by 1. They lost a triple overtime in game by 2, and then they got beat by 4 earlier in the season in those 7 losses. And since then, they've won 11 of 12. And just recently, this past week, Coach Chad Ballinger, who I know very well, good friend of mine, just won his 250th game at our local high school, which is quite an accomplishment. He's been there, I believe, 13, 14 years and won 250 games, which in high
Wow.
school, that's quite a great accomplishment. But just to mention a few of the players, Reese Knapp, who's a senior, is averaging 15.1 a game, and Jackson Mikesel, who's a junior, is 11.2, and Jack Kakasulov is a junior who's averaging 11 points a game. But these guys, last Saturday night, they won a game 51-49, last second shot. And it's just, it's an exciting time of the year here too, because we're going to go, well, the girls state tournaments this weekend, and the boys will start. The drawing actually for the sectional is actually Sunday. So, exciting time, not only in college sports, but also in high school sports. And it's just fun to watch these young kids, go out on the field, I mean, on the court and excel. And just like Espen has, it's great to see kids when they do a good job and are successful at what they try to do. So it's just
Yeah.
fun to do.
We just bought our state basketball tickets for the tournament, and we'll be down there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and come home on Sunday. That's always a great time. And the NCAA, like we just mentioned, is on too, or will be on. So
Yeah, they're at the finals are in Indianapolis, and we want to. I'll tell you what, Mike. I don't know how people afford to go to these events. It's just
yeah,
crazy. It's just, I mean, for the, well, it's a Saturday, Monday for 3 games, 2 on Saturday, and then the final game on Monday. I mean, the cheapest tickets in the area, in the nosebleeds, $500.
and this is for what?
The the NCAA finals are in
Oh,
Indianapolis, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, it's at Lucas Oil, and unless you're down low, it's not gonna be. Penny and I went and saw when Wisconsin got beat by Kentucky in the finals there, or by Duke, I guess it was. They beat Kentucky, and then they got
yep,
beat by Duke in the finals. We were up, but we could see the court pretty well, but, if you get up in those, I mean, you might as well stay home and watch it. You're gonna get a
yeah,
better picture, so it's just
yeah,
kinda, I mean, being there and the atmosphere was fun, and things like it. That's like Tuesday night. What I do here for Purdue, I usually go on the day of the game. Like Tuesday, I went on like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The game started at 6:30, and I told Penny, I said, if I find cheap tickets, she said, call me and I'll just leave work. Well, I mean, even at 4 o'clock, the game was at 6:30. The cheapest game in the upper section of the stadium was $230 per ticket. And I don't know. I mean, I know those college kids probably, I don't know how much they charge them to go, but I'm sure they buy most of the tickets and stuff like that. But it's just,
yeah.
a common fan can't go anymore.
No,
But the pictures you get on TV is probably better than being there anyway. So it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
exciting.
You can walk to your fridge and bathroom whenever you want to.
Right, exactly. You don't have to fight the getting out of the row and all that stuff. And then I like to sit on the end of the row, and I like to sit there because you have a little bit more room. But then when the game starts and these goddamn people want to get up 4 or 5 times to go to the bathroom or the concession stand, it's just,
Yep,
and then
yep,
if you sit in the middle of the row, then if you have to go, then it's a hassle getting out. So
yeah,
it's just
exactly.
crazy. Maybe I'll win the lottery and be able to buy a suite, then I won't have to worry about that stuff. So
Yeah, no kidding. A suite or courtside.
yeah, something like that. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
But, well, we got a sponsor today.
We do. Trailview Meats, Cody Vossen, located a couple of miles outside of Elroy on Highway 71, and he's got hamburgers and roasts and steaks and any type of quality meat that you want to purchase. Like I've said on previous podcasts, Jill and I have bought from Cody for a couple of years now, and his burger and his roasts are just incredible. That's what we've purchased from him. We even hauled a cooler down to Jacob and his family when they lived in Alabama, filled with meat. And like I've said many times, you drive past Cody's farm and you can see the cattle out there. You know what they're being fed, and it's just high quality, nothing injected, high quality meat. And so, if you have a need, get a hold of Tom or me, and we can put you in touch with Cody. And it's Trailview Meats, a couple of miles outside of Elroy on Highway 71.
Well, the MLB spring training starts this Saturday. Yankees got a game this Saturday, and we'll talk a little bit about that in the start and then what do you see the Brewers having this year. And the Yankees acquired a couple of guys, but they're basically going to go with the same lineup they had last year, which was a successful lineup. But Garrett Cole will be back from Tommy John surgery, and Carlos Rondon will be back, and this young kid Cam Schlittler will be uh, pitcher also with Max Fried, and so the Yankees are looking pretty good going into the season. Say that John Carlos Stanton's in the best health he's been in the last 10 years, so hopefully you don't know how the season's going to be. It's such a damn long season, but the things look good for the Yankees. How's the Brewers looking? You have any idea? Or
Well, it's going to be interesting. Like I love Pat Murphy, and it always bothers me. Like we got rid of Freddie Peralta, and then Caleb Durbin, who was I just love the guy. He was such a team player, a great attitude. He went to the Red Sox, and we got a couple of guys for him. We've got a great farm system and some guys coming up through there. Brandon Woodruff, there's talk that he could be a bust this year. You just never know. Hopefully he can stay off the disabled list. And Contreras, he signed a 1-year deal avoiding arbitration. And from what I've read, the Brewers seem to be stacked, pitching wise, but you just never know how they're going to pan out. And, you know, Murphy's been the National League Manager of the Year the last 2 years, and he's put together a hell of a 2 seasons and record, and it's somehow he seems to pull the best out of the players. So I'm looking forward to the season. FanDuel isn't carrying the Brewers anymore, so I got to figure out how we can watch them. I guess MLB is carrying them, and I think they'll be fun to watch. So it's always interesting with Milwaukee. You don't think they have much, but then they pull it all together and seem to have a great season. So we'll see how they do this year.
speaking of MLB, who's your cellular phone carrier?
We've got Verizon right now, which I
Okay. Well,
don't
you know
like.
what? We have T-Mobile, and at the beginning of the season, T-Mobile sends out a thing, and Penny always makes sure she gets it, that we get the MLB network free.
Nice.
So she always signs up for that, so we're able to do that. And they got some great, I mean, I'm not telling you to switch companies, but they got some good deals where they'll buy your phones and give you all kinds of deals and stuff. So it might be something to take a look
We
at. I mean,
we just switched less than a year ago. We were on AT&T, and for some reason I switched to Verizon, and the signal is absolutely shit.
I
So
don't think it matters. I think they said that it doesn't matter how long you've been with your carrier. I wanted to bring to your attention, and I was going to talk to you. We can do it. We'll talk more when you get back. But May 8th, 9th, and 10th, the Yankees are in Milwaukee for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. So we was
you've
thinking
got
maybe.
something going on that weekend, though.
Oh shit, we do. That's right. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, thank you. I'm glad you reminded me of that. That's right. Hell, I would have forgot. I would have bought tickets and that. Yeah, that. And
As soon as you said that,
that's even on the agenda. And I thought, holy shit! I never. You know what? I didn't even think about it when I thought looked at that. But
as soon as you said the dates, I'm thinking, well, if you want to go to Milwaukee, I'm going to be in Indiana with you. So
yeah, I
you
better
got
not
someone
miss.
getting married.
I better not miss that. So it's crazy.
No, you should be there.
Hey, this next segment, we're all the time coming up with new segments, but I was listening to the radio again. I listened to a lot, sports radio and things like that. But they always have these lightning rounds where they shoot stuff off and they talk a little bit about it and stuff. And so, they call it lightning rounds or something else they might call it. So I thought, well, with our sexual connotation to our show, I thought let's come up with something that might be similar to a lightning round. And I thought, how about premature interjections? So I thought that might be a good thing to talk about. And we had some things here we want to talk about. And very apropos of this first thing, I mean, it's what happened this morning. I don't know if you saw it or not on the news, but the Epstein list and info about the Epstein list. And Prince Andrew was arrested this morning in London for his inappropriate conduct as a leader of the royal family. And so that's kind of interesting from this Epstein thing. And I think this thing might can just go on and on. And
Oh,
I
God.
think anybody that's anybody probably is on the list.
Yeah. Yeah. One quick thing, Tommy, not to get sidetracked, but I've been following these stories about how Epstein purchased a bunch of sulfuric acid, and there's supposedly bodies buried at his ranch out in wherever it's at, Arizona, wherever, that Zorro Ranch. But they're talking that there's a video, and I've seen it, where this woman is out on the sidewalk just screaming about they're eating babies, they're eating babies. And I don't know if you've heard this, but there's a conspiracy theory out there that these Epstein clients, to stay young, there's something in the blood of young children,
I've heard that.
and they've been cycling their blood out of their bodies, taking this young blood in, and also eating. It's sick. It's sick. I can't even imagine what happened at that house. But that's one story that's come out, that there's cannibalism, there's blood transfusions, there's all this genetic stuff going on. It's just, it gets crazier every day, and
Well,
you can
wasn't there
see where
that?
the money was
Yeah, wasn't there that group called the Anon or something where that
coming.
celebrities, not
QAnon.
QAnon, that was all part of that group that's supposedly the same thing. The blood of babies was
Yep.
supposed to make them younger, and they
And
were
then that,
involved
do
in
you remember?
sex trafficking and all that stuff.
Yeah, do you remember that Madeline McCann, that real cute blonde girl, this a 4 or 5 year old from Italy that disappeared? Her mom and dad went out to eat. They had the kids, I think, were sleeping, and the restaurant that the mom and dad were at was like right next to where they were staying. And that little girl disappeared. They've never found her. Well, the sketch that came out from the person that took her looks like just like that Giselle or whatever her name was. That
Really,
was, yeah, it looks just like her. So they think that's where that girl went to. And same with Joan Benet Ramsey. There's rumors that Epstein paid John off, and that's where his daughter went, because there's a painting somewhere either on his island or in one of his houses of Joan Benet. So it's just, it's unreal what's happening.
I
Absolutely
think it's
unreal.
people get so much money that they think they're above the law and they can do anything. And it's just, but you know what? I mean, you and I, if we had tons of money, I don't know that I would even think about doing that shit. I mean,
No,
seriously, you got to be mentally deranged to even think about,
sick.
uh,
Yeah.
I mean, doing that stuff. It's just crazy. But, I know there are a lot of conspiracy theories about this Guthrie saga. This thing just keeps going on and on and on, and I don't know. I mean, I think I don't know what's going on. Now they're saying it's something to cover up something that the daughter did or something. I
Yep.
don't know what's going on, but
I don't either. It's ridiculous, this glove and the blood, and now something with her pacemaker they're trying to figure out. And I've heard that too about Savannah having interviewed somebody about Epstein, and that's why this
yeah,
happened. I've
yeah,
somebody coming across the border and taking Nancy. I don't know. It's just a weird story.
something about drug cartel in Mexico that
Yep.
came across, and I mean, I don't know if they'll ever find her. I mean, I don't.
Right.
I mean,
It's
if
just,
they
I,
haven't so
I I just
far.
have this feeling though. There's a lot more out there that they're not telling us, that we don't know. Obviously, but if
Yeah.
somebody knows something.
Oh, without question, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I put global warming on here because you know what? We were in Dolphin Island on vacation, and it was colder than shit. And it's normally in the 60s, 70s down there, and it got down to like 5 above 0, which is crazy. And then yesterday, like I told you, it was I mean, it was 71 degrees here, and I don't really don't believe in global warming, but I looked did a little research, and 2025 was the hottest year ever and supposedly exceed the 1.5 degrees Celsius that they say if it increases that much, then, the ice caps are melting and all that stuff. I don't know about that. I just know that the jet stream has changed and our weather here and in South something is happening. It may be that stream that you were talking about came out of the jet. I don't know what's going on, but there is something going on with the weather that is just crazy. And I don't know what it is. I have no clue.
But the weather's changed. It's been changing
Oh, yeah,
for
forever.
millions of years. And, like
Yeah,
up in Wisconsin, we used to be under the ocean. And I just don't buy it. I think I just don't buy into it. I mean, you look back, some of the polar ice caps actually grew this year, and people have tracked, the increase in temperature over the years, and it's gone up by very little. And I listened to this very smart investment guy, and he said if there was global warming and the polar caps were going to melt, do you think any banks would be lending any money out for these investment people to build these condos and houses and duplexes and everything else along the oceans?
Yeah, that's true.
It wouldn't be happening. And look at even Barack Obama bought a what, $15 million house right on the water. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the ice caps are going to melt or anything like that. I just know that something is, and you're right. I
it's
haven't researched it back, but like yesterday was a record here, 71
yeah.
degrees. And that's, but I mean, it's been 66 was a previous record. So it has been warm this time of year, but,
Yeah. Something is changing though, because you look at up in Wisconsin, we rarely have snow anymore for Christmas,
yeah.
over the holidays. So
And I was looking, I mean, where in the world would you go? It'd have to be Arizona, I think, would probably be because of the fluctuation of weather in Florida, even in southern Alabama. I mean, it looks like Arizona, New Mexico, that area is probably, I mean, that's the one where it doesn't fluctuate near as much. I mean,
yeah,
Hawaii, but who in the hell wants to move to Hawaii? I mean, it's
right.
crazy, but
Yeah. It is interesting though.
we talked about, I talked about NIL. We won't go into that, but uh, the college football bullshit, we talked about that, but maybe just a little NFL while we're here. I mean, I guess, Rodgers hadn't made a decision yet, but it looks like he's leaning towards coming back, but again, I think he's gotta know by I think it's sometime next week. They gotta free agency, I think, kicks in or something, but, a lot of, like, the Dolphins got rid of Tyreek Hill, and, a lot of things are happening and, trying to absorb, and this next week will be interesting on people moving the NFL and even like the Seahawks are thinking about getting rid of Kenneth Walker, who was the Super Bowl MVP just because of money. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And the guy doesn't make that much money really when you look at it. I mean,
And
but
Packers same thing. Josh Jacobs could be, it
yeah,
sounds like he's going to be gone.
yeah, which is crazy. And I guess they feel that running backs are a dime a dozen. They can get them anywhere, which maybe they're right. I don't know. I guess offensive lineman kind of is what you're looking for today. But that kind of stuff is crazy what's going on this time of year too. But have you watched any of the Olympics?
Yeah, it was interesting. Every country we were traveling through, we would get their local, people doing the Olympics, and obviously we couldn't understand all the languages. But what caught our eye are the sets. The U.S. set with Mike Tirico is just always beautiful, and you should see the sets that France and Belgium and Germany.
Really?
It looked like they had about a $10 budget. But yeah, we watched. Jacob stayed up and watched the U.S. Hockey team win last night. I didn't stay up for it, but I saw the highlights today, and we've been watching some speed skating and downhill skiing and such. So, great time of the year.
It is a great time of the year, and of course, Schifrin won last night after her debacle in Beijing. It was nice to see her win, and the reason I put this on here, I heard a story that in the Olympic Village, they gave away 10,000 condoms, and they were gone in 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Now, they were saying some of those people might have taken it home, or was there that much sex going on in the Olympic Village? And I'm thinking, wait a minute. You're a young man from the United States, and you go over there, and you got Swedish women, you got Belgian women. I mean, without question, you're going to try to have sex. I mean, and it's amazing that much goes on during, and it probably does go on. There's no doubt in my mind it probably does go
yeah.
on.
And I've heard that in previous Olympics too, where they run out of condoms. So.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing was this Olympic downhill ski jumping. That the Norwegian ski jumping team is involved in this crotch gate. And what this is they sew 3 to 4 extra seams in the crotch of their pants because when they jump, it gives them an extra 18 to 24 inches of lift that gets so they can go further.
Really?
And it's crazy. I heard that the other day, and they said, and I thought, what the hell is crotch gate? And then when they said this, and they're trying to explain how that when you jump, the gravity gets underneath of you, and if your pants are looser, it somehow. And I'm thinking, where do they find all this bullshit? I mean, when they're doing this stuff, I mean, it's crazy that.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, it's the Norwegian ski jumping team, crotch gate, crazy. But,
I really enjoy watching the curling. And did you see was it the Swedish team and the Canadians getting into
Oh
a
yeah, yeah,
yelling
yeah.
match? Yeah, yeah, that
It's
was interesting.
amazing how, yeah, I kind of like watching that. I mean, we were talking the other day. Are these guys really athletes? I mean, I don't know if they're athletes. They're probably just beer drinkers. That didn't that team, the American team won. They were beer drinkers from Minnesota or something that one year they won or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it is a good time of the year. Did you guys even have any thought, even maybe trying to go to the Winter Olympics while you're over there? Or
We didn't, but it's funny because just this morning, Jacob and I said, we'd both be willing to take the train down to Cortina, and I guess the hockey's in Milano, but it's not that far from here, so
oh, it's not
it would
really
be
how it'd be
yeah,
a train ride,
yeah. It'd probably take you, I don't know, maybe 12 hours to get down there, but
or would it? I
yeah,
wonder how the
by
tickets.
train.
Wonder how expensive the tickets are. I don't know. It's
Well, the other thing too is I saw a guy reporting they left a hockey game early and they were on the platform waiting for the trains to come to take people back to their hotels and stuff, and it was just packed.
oh, I'm
And
sure it would be. I mean, I don't think I'd want to, fight the
no,
crowds, but
no.
sounds interesting. We got another sponsor, our original sponsor, healthyprelude.com. Anna Smart, just outside of Elroy, Wisconsin. We talked before. She's rebuilding her place after it burned down, and I'm sure that they probably got a lot of that done. And it'd be nice maybe when you get back, you can give us an update on that, Mike, where they're at and how far they've gotten and
I'll find a
things like
picture right now.
things like
Yeah.
that. But today I'm going to talk about magnesium cream CBD, a magnesium crude CBD cream. It's one of her products. It's a smooth, relax, and restore with our luxurious creamy magnesium cream, triple infused with comfrey, arnica, 100% pure frankincense resin, and crude hemp extract. It's designed to target discomfort at the source. This nourishing blend combines the proven healing benefits of magnesium with the anti-inflammatory properties of the hemp and healing flowers. Pain and inflammation relief. Magnesium works to calm sore, overworked muscles, while crude hemp supports natural relief from joint stiffness and inflammation, leg cramps, restless leg syndrome, bloat, constipation, headaches, sleep depravity, cellular recovery, and more. And I think it's very similar to that roll-on that you and Jill use, I think, but
Yeah.
this is the cream. And to go on healthyprelude.com or the shitsthebomb.com and order magnesium crude CBD cream from Healthy Prelude.
Tommy, here's
Oh,
the
yeah.
latest
So,
the
okay.
latest update. Yep.
Oh, yeah. They're getting along pretty well. It's
And
nice.
we were texting Anna a couple of days ago, and she's still recovering with her wrist, and I would guess, and I'm going to ask her. I would guess she's in that building probably in the next couple of months easily. So
It looks like it. Yeah, I didn't
yeah,
realize it was that far gone. I'm sure they're inside doing everything they need to do inside. So
yeah.
it's good. It's good to hear. I didn't put it on here, but real quick, just one of our other sponsors, Eric, is in Cicero and Noblesville. The location in Noblesville where we have breakfast every Wednesday morning, they're tearing up downtown Noblesville to make this plaza with trees and all this stuff. So right in front of her restaurant, the road is closed. So people, you can get to the restaurant if you come in from the north side, but she's appealing to people and letting them know that she's still open and Noblesville store is still open, and all the good food that you've ever gotten at Erica's can still be gotten at Noblesville. It's just you got to find a different way to get there, and I guess it's going to be that way for the next 60 days, which is kind of crazy. But still try that out. It's Erica's in Cicero and Noblesville.
Hey Tommy, real quick, we were in the middle of France, walking on the street, and I saw a guy in a Purdue hat. So we stopped and started talking with him and his wife, and they're from Muncie, and they
Really?
knew. Yep, they know right where you're home and Anderson. They're familiar with Anderson and
No
Noblesville,
kidding.
and yep,
No kidding. That's it.
yep,
I mean, I think anywhere you go, you're going to find, I mean, usually when we go, we see a Wisconsin t-shirt or sweatshirt or something. I
yep.
mean, I think wherever you go, it's kind of crazy that they do that. But um, I'm glad you reminded me, May 9th, we do have a wedding coming up. My daughter Rachel is getting married, and I don't know how I forgot, but Penny's been working on flowers. Last night she's getting ready. They're leaving Friday for a bachelorette party in Chicago. She was making cookies last night, and she's getting all kinds of stuff ready for the wedding this early. And I said, it's pretty early. And she says, well, you got to get started sometime. So she's getting all the,
It'll be here soon.
I think she's got all the flowers done already, and she was telling me she bought the flowers on this Temu, that website Temu, and she said they were so much cheaper, but she said, I ordered them like 3 months ago because I know it takes forever to get them. And she said, I've gotten them. So I started working on them. But she said it's amazing how much cheaper they are there, which is from China, of course, I'm sure.
Yep.
China or
Yep.
Korea or somewhere. But she's been able to save some money by doing that. And it's just great that she can do that. And I'm glad she is doing that because it's not going to cost near as much as we thought it was going to cost. But things are getting up there. One of her bridesmaid is her friend from Florida who has she's on dialysis, and I guess she's had a setback. So I don't know how that's going to go, but it looks like things are happening. And Callie and Caitlin from up in Wisconsin is going to come to Chicago to her bachelorette party, so she's looking forward to that. So yeah, we're slowly, and as we go along on our podcast, we'll talk more about that as the dates gets closer. So, but May 9th, Rachel and Dalvoris will hitch the wagon and make it official, I guess. They've been living together for a long time. So
don't buy those Yankee tickets.
No, I'm not going to. I'm glad. I'd forgotten all about that. I don't know how I did that, but hell, the older I get, I forget so much stuff. It's crazy.
Me too.
I guess it's just natural to be old. But we're bringing back a segment we haven't done in a while, and that's Bigg's Bourbon Basement. I think I told you once before, Penny and I, every night at 9 o'clock, and if she forgets at 9 o'clock, she gets all upset. But 9 o'clock every night, we have a shot of bourbon, and she's become quite the bourbon lover. And we went out to dinner for Valentine's Day, and well, we went out the week before Valentine's Day, and she had bourbon. Valentine's Day, we had wine, but she enjoys a glass of bourbon now, which is good for me because that's what I like to drink, and it's been going well. But today I want to talk about a product from Maker's Mart, and it's called Maker's Mart number 46. It's kind of a unique bottle. We toured the distillery while we're on our bourbon trail, and you see the wax on top of the bottle here. Every bottle that comes down the assembly line is hand dipped in wax, hot wax, and then every bottle is different how it drips down at the bottom. It's just a unique style that Maker's Mart has had. But just a little bit about Maker's Mart. Founded in 1952 by Bill Samuel Sr. His wife Margie designed the bottle and the label, and they're still using the same label machine that they've used forever, and it's still working, and they've had to repair it, but it's still working. And this number 46 came out in 2010. It's a little stronger than I like. It's 112.5, but this one here is very smooth. And interesting to me, they use only fall red winter wheat from 10 Midwestern farms, and 4 of those are in Indiana, several in Iowa, and some in Wisconsin and Minnesota. So it's interesting that, but they've used the same 10 farms forever. And the number 46 comes after the French oak staves that they put in the barrels. It's called number 46 French oak, which is where it comes from. But it's a great sipping bourbon, and it's great to make old fashions with and those kind of mixed drinks. So if you're out in your liquor store, check out Maker's Mart number 46.
Sounds fantastic. While you were talking about that, Tommy reminded me, and I think I'll bring it up at our next podcast, but I want to talk about Bruner Manufacturing outside of Elroy, and something just happened with Bruner Manufacturing, and I want to get all the information, and I'll share that on our next podcast. It's very interesting.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal outside. Ron Bruner has been a very staunch supporter of Royal High School, and it's had that outside. I don't know how long it's been there, Mike. It's been there a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, he started in his garage with his father, and that's what I want to do. As you were talking about Maker's Mark, it reminded me of Bruner's, and so I want to get some history, and I'll put that on my list, and we'll talk about that next week.
About that, Penny for Valentine's Day got me April 9th through the 12th. We're going to Lexington, Kentucky, and we're taking a Woodford Reserve tour, and then we're going to Keeneland Horse Track, which is a very pristine racetrack outside of Lexington, for the Maker's Mark Mile. on Friday at 1 o'clock, and then she's got us touring some other distilleries in that area. So we're going to go back to Kentucky. I guess we're getting low on bourbon. She thinks we need more, so we're going to go down anyway. But it was kind of a nice. And I'm not into Valentine's Day gifts. I mean, I don't. I typically don't do anything. I got her. She loves yellow roses. That was her mom's favorite, and I bought her some yellow roses. But she did give me that, and so it's I'm looking forward to doing that. But
I knew you were going to that. She asked us if we were available. Unfortunately, Jill and I are heading to Arizona for a couple of weeks. So
oh, okay.
Otherwise, we would have went with you.
So you're going to Arizona for 2 weeks?
Yeah, we're gonna drive. So we want to
Oh,
go
okay.
we're gonna stop in Albuquerque first because we want to do a Breaking Bad tour of the city,
Right.
and then we're gonna head to the Grand Canyon, down to Tucson, and I've got a surprise there. I'll share with you down the road, and then we're gonna see my former boss and his wife again for a
Right.
few days,
Right.
and then we'll head back through Santa Fe and back home that way. So
Well, if you get
want
a
to see a lot of
chance, I have never been there, but I've always wanted to go up to Taos
yeah,
in
yep,
New Mexico. It's supposed to be beautiful up there in the mountains.
yep.
So
Yeah, there's a bunch of Indian reservations that we
yeah,
want
yeah,
to hit
yeah,
through there. Yep.
yeah. I remember as a kid, we toured a bunch of those when we went out west, and I always found those interesting. And I think even nowadays it might be even more interesting to do some of that because there's a lot of Indian reservations across the west. I mean, out west that you can go through, and
Yep.
it's
So
kind of interesting how they live. I don't know how much federal money they get if they get any, but it's kind of interesting how they live, and that'll be a long drive. I mean, that'll take,
yeah,
but if you take your time, you're right. 2 weeks is probably what you need to go out and spend a few days, and then come back.
yep.
And
We're gonna take a couple of days to get to Albuquerque, stop our first night in Wichita, and then travel from there. So
yeah, that'll
looking
be
forward to
fun.
it.
That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Yep. So well, Tommy, you have a fantastic week. You won't believe this. Well, there's a little sunshine popping through here, so I think we're gonna.
Really?
Yeah, we're doing my niece sent us, we're gonna do a mile walk each day. And why she's doing this, we're doing it for Lent and we're doing it for Rick Gruen, my brother-in-law, her father. She's, I think, really getting him back into shape after his massive heart attack. So we're gonna
Okay.
do a mile a day and send pictures, and we've got a text thread going to encourage each other, and this is to help Rick in his recovery. So we're gonna head outside and do a walk right now.
So a mile a day for the entire Lent season?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how long that goes. It goes to Easter, right?
Yeah, 40 days.
And I don't
So,
know when Easter is, but I think it's a little late this year. But
yeah.
well, you guys have a great remaining of your trip, and tell Jacob and his family we said hello, and hope things are well over there for him. And that we can't talk about, of course, but a lot of crazy things going on in the Middle East that he might be involved in. I don't know if he is or not, but that
He
we don't, but
he is. He shared a little with me today that he could. That's on open source, but
yeah,
things are really gearing up in the Middle East.
yeah,
So,
they are. So I wish him well, and wish you guys well, and have a nice walk. And I don't know if we can do another one before you get back, but if you have time, just
yeah,
let me know, and we'll set it up.
sounds good, Tommy. Tell
All
everyone
right,
hello.
all right. You
Love
guys
you
take
guys.
care. Love you.
You
Take
betcha.
care.
Bye bye.